Hey guys, so it's been a couple weeks since I've done one of the firmware release updates for the Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet. I actually had surgery last week, so it kind of took me out for a little bit and I'm still in recovery, but we did get a new firmware today and we got one last week, so I did want to cover some of the big changes that have taken place on the actual software on your arcade cabinet. Now last week we got software version 4.3, and with that they included a few different options. One of them is actually really cool. It is a UI preference that you can actually access right from your settings menu that allows you to change the menu background to whatever you want. And in order to get that working, you just need to pop a USB into your computer. On that USB drive, you're going to create a folder and you're going to label it HA8800_background. And then you could actually just dump a JPEG image in there. Now the resolution needs to be 1920 by 1080 in size. Anything bigger gets cropped, anything smaller gets stretched, so you're not going to get the proper resolution of the image or the aspect ratio that you want. So make sure that you've got your image set to those resolutions. Then all you got to do is pop the USB drive into the cabinet, go to your settings section, your UI preferences, and then select the new background. The other changes that they've got is a new health check in the settings section to diagnose any problems that you may have with some of the hardware on the cabinet. This is pretty handy if you've got a button that's sticking or you don't think it's actually being input correctly. You can actually test it here, and this is just a nice handy feature so that way you can really identify if there's a problem physically with your hardware. Now with firmware 4.4, which is the one that actually released today, we did actually get a little bit more in terms of additional customizability. So now we can actually edit the menu's background music. So with that folder that we created on the USB drive that was labeled HA8800_background, we can actually place an MP3 file, and it must be in an MP3 format, inside of that folder, plug that USB into our Legends Ultimate, and then you go to the same section in UI preferences under settings to enable and select that option. So that's really awesome. We now have the ability to change out our backgrounds and put in any kind of background music that we want. Those two features are really awesome, and they can actually make a huge difference to the visual aesthetics of your cabinet and obviously to the background music too. Another change that's actually been rolled out today is that there's more flexibility with naming your bring your own USB add-on games. So if you had specific characters inside of the game title, it wouldn't actually display everything properly. They've actually corrected this partially. Apostrophes, dashes, those are all things that are going to be supported in the file name, but not in the game title. So keep in mind that if your game title has an apostrophe in it, you're still going to end up with that little bit of an error where things are not displaying the way they should be. But other than those features, there's not a whole lot in terms of the major highlights. As always, there are some smaller general UI, performance, stability improvements that really optimize the experience. But yeah, other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on. These are some really awesome features, and it really shows that AtGames is really paying attention to what the user experience is looking for. So now we have custom backgrounds, we've got custom background music, and they're just really taking good care of us. So with all that out of the way, that's all I've got for you in this video. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on the AtGames Legend Ultimate Arcade Cabinet as much as I can. Whenever I get information, I'll be pushing it out. I'm working very closely with the team at AtGames to get all this information and make sure it's 100% accurate and clear, so you can count on me for that. Thank you guys again, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.